The Prophet ﷺ says, الْيَدُ الْعُلْيَا خَيْرٌ مِّنَ الْيَدِ السُّفْلَى. The upper hand is better than the hand that gives is better than the hand that takes. Right? So anybody taking a paycheck is taking. But whoever is self-employed is paying, is employing. We should be the ones who are spending, who are giving, who are employing, who are the patrons, rather than the ones who are always living off and leeching off society. Practical steps for a young man or young woman in today's day and age to build wealth. The first principle that I want everybody to remember is to avoid get-rich-quick schemes. I'm tired of seeing this. There is no substitute for the development of hardcore skill sets. Learn something valuable. Graphic design, plumbing, security, anything. But don't think that you're going to do some crypto scheme tomorrow and you're going to become rich day after tomorrow. Mish kida ya am. If it was this easy, all of us would be rich, ya Sheikh. Do not fall for the get-rich-quick schemes. Wealth is never built quick. Whatever is built quick goes quick. That principle is really, really important. If we as Muslims want to build wealth for the long term, for generations, to fund an ummah, to fund universities, to fund hospitals, that wealth comes through the compounding of skills. Al-Hiraf. Al-Khatib al-Baghdadi, a hadith scholar, he understood this. Build a skill, and through that skill you can add value. And where there's value, money will come. Guaranteed. You may be poor for some years while you're building the skill, but the moment you are a master, money will come. Because people will need you. And where there is need, there is money. It's a simple thing, but it's really important to understand. The Sahaba, when they were trying to make money, they made money in ways which really added value to the lives of people. By trading goods that were needed by them. By providing services that was needed by them. By developing skills that was needed by people. They stepped up, and through the value, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided for them. Focus on the skill and being valuable and developing and working hard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you the opportunities. For the last 1800 years or so, the world was built on an agrarian, agriculture-based economy. Most of our grandparents and great-grandparents were farmers. My grandfather was a farmer, sugarcane farmer in the south of India. Maybe your grandparents were a different type of farmer. The vast majority of the world, they worked in simple professions. The vast majority of money in the world was made through farming. And then we had the Industrial Revolution. Manufacturing, production, factories, shift work. This was new. And now we have the digital revolution. Artificial intelligence, automation, everything is becoming digitized. Money, where's cash? Nobody uses cash anymore. Cash is being digitized. Relationships are being digitized to TikTok and WhatsApp and Facebook. What's not being digitized? Soon, it's not a joke. Like, there are people, they have like an artificial intelligent wife because they don't know how to have social skills. So they have everything is becoming digitized slowly. As Muslims, when the world is moving in a certain direction, rather than falling behind and catching up later on and becoming victims to it, we should be the ones at the forefront. Why? So we can influence the direction. We need to be at the forefront of these technological developments and innovations so we can influence how they look, what the algorithm looks like. Right now, the algorithm presents to you whatever your deepest, darkest shahawat. It's impossible for you to scroll on your newsfeed without seeing something haram. Sponsored ad. Ya Sheikh, all the people I follow are qurra. Why the sponsored ad from prostitutes? Ayadu billah. What is this darkness? Yes, they own the algorithm. When are we going to own the algorithm? When are we going to develop the algorithm? When are we going to be at the forefront? This is a call for all of us. It's really important for us. As Allah made iron soft for Dawood, and He told him, use this iron to make useful things for the sake of the ummah. Computer chips are also made from iron, ya mashayikh. Allah granted the ease for Dawood to mold them into useful chains of mail. We should also use these things and make them useful and develop these skills, just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked and commanded Dawood and Sulaiman. أَنِ اعْمَلُوا آلَ دَاوُودَ شُكْرًا. O Dawood, use what I have given you and use it for my sake. And push the boundaries and develop and advance and continue. And we have to also be doing the same. We live in the world now where we have the death of expertise. Be a master at something. Master some skill and the money will come. This I mentioned already. But the second one is the importance of mentorship and apprenticeship. The Prophet ﷺ, when he did business, did he just do it by himself or did he have a mentor? Who taught him business? His uncle Abu Talib. The Prophet ﷺ, as a man in his late teens, would go with his uncle to trade in Syria. Who is he watching? Watching his uncle, how he buys, how he sells, how he interacts, how he treats the customer, how he treats the guest, how he negotiates. This is a science that's learned through transmission, through isnad. And he then learns these skills and he continues to practice them. He has a mentor. Musa alayhi salam, he thinks he knows everything. Where does Allah send him to? Khidr, go learn from this man. You need a mentor. You are an apprentice, go learn from him. Apprenticeship is part of mastery. You cannot become a master at something unless you had a sheikh. A sheikh, a master, a teacher, a sensei, whatever you want to call it. You have to learn from somebody else the skill before you master it. Without that apprenticeship, without that mentor, without that senior one teaching you, taking your hand, showing you how it's done, we will struggle. So find a skill that you enjoy. Master the skill. Whether you have to learn online, offline, apprenticeship, teacher, sheikh, buy books. You need to have the hunger to realize that you cannot add value to the ummah unless you have skills to give to the ummah. And then we must have a long-term plan. These days, given the world that we live in and the obsession with the paycheck and the pay slip, we have a lot of people who are too lazy, not risk takers, and not thinking beyond their payslip for the sake of the ummah. And this is a call to all of them to try and build wealth for the sake of Allah. And that means that from the get-go, part of your income must go for sadaqah, part of your income must go for awqaf, part of your income is going for your expenses. But don't forget to save part of your income to build something for the long term for the ummah. Think about this from the day one when you develop your strategy, when you get your first income. Think about it from day one. What am I going to build? What am I going to build for the sake of Allah? And ask Allah for it on day one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it a reality for you if you make the intention clear from day one. We have to not just keep up with the times, we have to be the leaders in the times. The world is going through a technological complete transformation from start to end. No profession will remain the same. No person's job will remain the same. We should be pushing ourselves to be at the forefront of developing, pushing, and using these technologies so that we can influence the narrative, so we can use it positively, so we can avoid the dark patterns, so we can own the algorithms, and more than anything, so we can build wealth for the ummah.